Access your free language gifts of the month right now. Here's what you're getting this month. First, the Writing a Journal cheat sheet. With this cheat sheet, you'll be able to keep a diary in your target language and talk about your day. Inside, you'll find phrases for common daily activities, from morning to night. Second, if you love travel, then you'll love our brand new Travel Words and Phrases PDF ebook. Learn all the must-know travel phrases with this ebook. Download it for free right now. Third, must-know words and phrases for your resume. If you want to write your resume in your target language, then this next 1-minute lesson is for you. Fourth, the top 12 April Fool's phrases. Want to prank others and speak more of your target language? Then you'll want this April Fool's phrase list. Fifth, the must-know vocab for doing laundry. If you need language for practical situations like doing laundry, then this 1-minute lesson is for you. You'll learn how to say washing machine, detergent, softener, and much more. Sixth, free audiobooks. Unlock our huge library of language learning audiobooks. Save them to your device and listen and learn. They're yours to keep forever. And finally, the deal of the month. If you want to finally master the language with lessons by real teachers and our complete language learning program, get 31% off Premium or Premium Plus with the You Can Speak sale. So, to get your gifts and language learning resources, click the link in the description below. Download them right now before they expire.
Hi everyone, I'm Gabriella. How are your Cantonese listening skills? In this video, you'll have a chance to test them out with a quiz. First, you'll see an image and hear a question. Next comes a short dialogue. Listen carefully and see if you can answer correctly. We'll show you the answer at the end. Are you ready?
一對夫婦喺度睇緊啲圖則，佢哋會去睇邊間房呢？呢間點啊？有個幾好嘅大客廳。
我鍾意大客廳，但係我想有車位。
咁啊，呢個呢？
係喎，呢個幾好喎，不如去睇下呢間啦。
等等，個衣櫃好似細咗啲喎。
係喎，好似冇一個合乎完美。咦？呢個呢？
佢有齊我哋要嘅嘢，係咪？而且個衣櫃都幾大喎，我哋就去睇呢間啦。
好啊。
佢哋會去睇邊間房呢？一對夫婦喺度睇緊啲圖則，佢哋會去睇邊間房呢？呢間點啊？有個幾好嘅大客廳。
我鍾意大客廳，但係我想有車位。
咁啊，呢個呢？
係喎，呢個幾好喎，不如去睇下呢間啦。
等等，個衣櫃好似細咗啲喎。
係喎，好似冇一個合乎完美。咦？呢個呢？
佢有齊我哋要嘅嘢，係咪？而且個衣櫃都幾大喎，我哋就去睇呢間啦。
好啊。
一個男人喺度訂緊酒店，佢會住喺邊個房呢？呢度係海濱酒店，請問有咩可以幫到你？
你好，我想9月22號留一晚。
好啊，9月22號住一晚，請問幾多個人
？2個。
先生，你想要吸煙定係非吸煙房？
非吸煙。
嗰晚剩返一間非吸煙房，係山景嘅，有冇問題？
但係我想要海景房喎。
唔好意思，嗰晚嘅海景房係吸煙嘅。
咁啊，咁9月23號有冇一間非吸煙嘅海景房啊？
有啊。
咁我哋9月23號嚟住啦。
佢會住喺邊個房呢？一個男人喺度訂緊酒店，佢會住喺邊個房呢？呢度係海濱酒店，請問有咩可以幫到你？
你好，我想9月22號留一晚。
好啊，9月22號住一晚，請問幾多個人
？2個。
先生，你想要吸煙定係非吸煙房？
非吸煙。
嗰晚剩返一間非吸煙房，係山景嘅，有冇問題？
但係我想要海景房喎。
唔好意思，嗰晚嘅海景房係吸煙嘅。
咁啊，咁9月23號有冇一間非吸煙嘅海景房啊？
有啊。
咁我哋9月23號嚟住啦。
一個女人喺度同佢嘅髮型師傾偈，佢會點樣改變佢嘅髮型呢？
你好，有咩可以幫到你？
你好，我係李琪，約咗3點。
係嘅，李琪小姐，請跟我過嚟。你今日想點整？
我想改變下我嘅髮型，
好啊，你想要幾長？
到膊頭，
好，啲音呢？
留音，
中間定側邊分解？
側邊，
邊一邊？
中間偏左。
明白。咁我哋洗頭先啦，跟我嚟。
佢會點樣改變佢嘅髮型呢？一個女人喺度同佢嘅髮型師傾偈，佢會點樣改變佢嘅髮型呢？
你好，有咩可以幫到你？
你好，我係李琪，約咗3點。
係嘅，李琪小姐，請跟我過嚟。你今日想點整？
我想改變下我嘅髮型，
好啊，你想要幾長？
到膊頭，
好，啲音呢？
留音，
中間定側邊分解？
側邊，
邊一邊？
中間偏左。
明白。咁我哋洗頭先啦，跟我嚟。
一個男學生同一個女學生喺度睇緊招聘廣告。個女學生會去申請邊一份工呢？喂，你覺得呢份工點啊？時薪好高喎。
係喎，好高人工喎，但係你去派報紙得唔得啊？
梗得啦，我踩單車好叻㗎，不過我擔心要好早起身。
呢個呢，人工唔係好高，但係可以一個禮拜返2、3日，而且係喺夜晚。
呢個啊，超市收銀員啊，放學之後先返工都唔錯嘅。
呢個喺咖啡室做嘅都唔錯喎。
係喎，我好鍾意嗰度㗎，而且返學都經過。
咁咪幾好？
我申請邊一個好呢？
邊2個選擇啊？咖啡室同派報紙？
係啊，派報紙真係好高人工。好啦，我決定咗啦，早啲起身就早啲起身啦。個女學生會去申請邊一份工呢？一個男學生同一個女學生喺度睇緊招聘廣告。個女學生會去申請邊一份工呢？喂，你覺得呢份工點啊？時薪好高喎。
係喎，好高人工喎，但係你去派報紙得唔得啊？
梗得啦，我踩單車好叻㗎，不過我擔心要好早起身。
呢個呢，人工唔係好高，但係可以一個禮拜返2、3日，而且係喺夜晚。
呢個啊，超市收銀員啊，放學之後先返工都唔錯嘅。
呢個喺咖啡室做嘅都唔錯喎。
係喎，我好鍾意嗰度㗎，而且返學都經過。
咁咪幾好？
我申請邊一個好呢？
邊2個選擇啊？咖啡室同派報紙？
係啊，派報紙真係好高人工。好啦，我決定咗啦，早啲起身就早啲起身啦。一個女人試咗一條裙，而家同個售貨員傾緊偈。佢準備買邊一條裙呢？
條裙好襯你喎，而且好啱身。
係啊，都幾啱身，但係我通常都着正式衫，睇唔慣自己着到咁花。
我覺得你着得非常好睇。
係咩？但係要着到咁出街，要好大勇氣。
咁不如試下呢條啊，啲圖案保守啲，冇咁花。
係喎，等我試下先。
好啊，小姐，你覺得呢條點啊？
呢條襯我多啲，呢款仲有冇長袖㗎？
有啊，
唔該，咁我就買嗰條啦。佢準備買邊一條裙呢？一個女人試咗一條裙，而家同個售貨員傾緊偈。佢準備買邊一條裙呢？
條裙好襯你喎，而且好啱身。
係啊，都幾啱身，但係我通常都着正式衫，睇唔慣自己着到咁花。
我覺得你着得非常好睇。
係咩？但係要着到咁出街要好大勇氣。
咁不如試下呢條啊，啲圖案保守啲，冇咁花。
係喎，等我試下先。
好啊，小姐，你覺得呢條點啊？
呢條襯我多啲，呢款仲有冇長袖㗎？
有啊。
唔該，咁我就買嗰條啦。
一個公司總裁同佢秘書講緊電話，個秘書會攞邊份文件去銷售部呢？
喂，唔該幫我做啲嘢，我台面有份文件，你幫我攞去銷售部。
好啊，邊一份啊？
應該喺個藍色信封入面。
藍色信封？你台面有2個藍色信封喎。
係喎，個信封右上角有個紅色印章㗎，綠色印章嗰個係我哋招聘嗰陣派嘅文件。
紅色印章，我揾到啦。
咁唔該你下晝1點之前攞去銷售部，一定要直接俾經理喎，你識佢㗎係咪？
係啊，我識佢，仲同佢傾過幾次。
好，仲有你幫我攞埋另外嗰個信封去人事部。
知道。個秘書會攞邊份文件去銷售部呢？一個公司總裁同佢秘書講緊電話，個秘書會攞邊份文件去銷售部呢？
喂，唔該幫我做啲嘢，我台面有份文件，你幫我攞去銷售部。
好啊，邊一份啊？
應該喺個藍色信封入面。
藍色信封？你台面有2個藍色信封喎。
係喎，個信封右上角有個紅色印章㗎，綠色印章嗰個係我哋招聘嗰陣派嘅文件。
紅色印章，我揾到啦。
咁唔該你下晝1點之前攞去銷售部，一定要直接俾經理喎，你識佢㗎係咪？
係啊，我識佢，仲同佢傾過幾次。
好，仲有你幫我攞埋另外嗰個信封去人事部。
知道。一個女人打緊電話去餐廳，佢食晏嘅時候坐喺邊個位？
你好，有咩可以幫到你？
我頭先喺你哋餐廳食晏，好似漏低咗條頸巾。
係咪漏咗喺張台？你記唔記得你坐喺邊？我去睇下。
喺餐廳好入嘅。
係吸煙區定係非吸煙區啊？
非吸煙區。
你係坐 counter 定坐台㗎？
我係坐喺一張4人台嘅。
好啊，咁我去 check 下，請等一等。
唔該晒。佢食晏嘅時候坐喺邊個位？一個女人打緊電話去餐廳，佢食晏嘅時候坐喺邊個位？
你好，有咩可以幫到你？
我頭先喺你哋餐廳食晏，好似漏低咗條頸巾。
係咪漏咗喺張台？你記唔記得你坐喺邊？我去睇下。
喺餐廳好入嘅。
係吸煙區定係非吸煙區啊？
非吸煙區。
你係坐 counter 定坐台㗎？
我係坐喺一張4人台嘅。
好啊，咁我去 check 下，請等一等。
唔該晒。一個男人喺度揾緊屋，佢會揀邊間屋呢？
唔好意思，我想喺呢區揾間屋，你可唔可以俾啲盤我睇下？
當然可以啦，係咪一個人住㗎？
唔係，我同老婆住嘅，想要一廳一房加書房。
好啊，呢個你點睇？一廳兩房，不過對住大馬路，所以會有啲嘈。
係啊，我通常喺屋企做嘢，所以要一個靜啲嘅地方，而且我比較鍾意方形廳。
咁啊，呢間點啊？距離車站遠少少，但係喺幽靜嘅住宅區，一廳兩房，不過其中一間房就窄啲。
我哋唔係好多嘢，呢間應該夠大。
另外仲有一間有兩個大房，但係就離車站再遠啲。
唔使啦，唔該。我想睇下你頭先講嘅第二間。
佢會揀邊間屋呢？一個男人喺度揾緊屋，佢會揀邊間屋呢？
唔好意思，我想喺呢區揾間屋，你可唔可以俾啲盤我睇下？
當然可以啦，係咪一個人住㗎？
唔係，我同老婆住嘅，想要一廳一房加書房。
好啊，呢個你點睇？一廳兩房，不過對住大馬路，所以會有啲嘈。
係啊，我通常喺屋企做嘢，所以要一個靜啲嘅地方，而且我比較鍾意方形廳。
咁啊，呢間點啊？距離車站遠少少，但係喺幽靜嘅住宅區，一廳兩房，不過其中一間房就窄啲。
我哋唔係好多嘢，呢間應該夠大。
另外仲有一間有兩個大房，但係就離車站再遠啲。
唔使啦，唔該。我想睇下你頭先講嘅第二間。
一個女人訂緊生日蛋糕，佢會訂邊個蛋糕呢？唔好意思，我想訂個生日蛋糕俾我個女。
好啊，你想要點樣嘅蛋糕？
我個女鍾意朱古力，所以我諗要個朱古力蛋糕啦。可唔可以加啲士多啤梨？
當然可以啦。我哋啲蛋糕有圓形同方形，你想要邊種？
圓形啦，唔該。
好啊，你囡囡即將幾多歲啊？
嚟緊12歲。
好啦，咁我哋會準備12支蠟燭，使唔使寫個牌仔？
要啊，唔該寫生日快樂。
好啊，啲字粉紅色好唔好？會寫喺塊白色牌仔度。如果唔係，就可以用白色字寫喺塊粉紅色牌仔度。
咁唔該要粉紅色字寫喺白色牌仔度啦。佢會訂邊個蛋糕呢？一個女人訂緊生日蛋糕，佢會訂邊個蛋糕呢？唔好意思，我想訂個生日蛋糕俾我個女。
好啊，你想要點樣嘅蛋糕？
我個女鍾意朱古力，所以我諗要個朱古力蛋糕啦。可唔可以加啲士多啤梨？
當然可以啦。我哋啲蛋糕有圓形同方形，你想要邊種？
圓形啦，唔該。
好啊，你囡囡即將幾多歲啊？
嚟緊12歲。
好啦，咁我哋會準備12支蠟燭，使唔使寫個牌仔？
要啊，唔該寫生日快樂。
好啊，啲字粉紅色好唔好？會寫喺塊白色牌仔度。如果唔係，就可以用白色字寫喺塊粉紅色牌仔度。
咁唔該要粉紅色字寫喺白色牌仔度啦。一對男女喺度傾緊搬屋日期，佢哋會幾時搬屋呢？我諗我哋要決定搬屋日期，同埋揾間搬屋公司。
係啊，我啱啱都睇緊一啲搬屋公司嘅網站。
我唔想俾好多錢喎。
我都係咁諗，呢間公司有啲優惠，例如1個月前訂有9折。
1個月前？咁我哋要12月15號之後搬屋先攞到折喎。
係啊，如果我哋訂閒日，仲有額外折扣添啊。
閒日？我禮拜一朝早要開會，禮拜2同3就有展覽，所以
禮拜五咪幾好咯，咁我哋可以禮拜六日執屋嘛？
係喎。咦，等等，呢度話星期一至四八五折，星期五九五折喎。
咁你想點啊？
都係盡平啦，到時我個展覽都搞掂啦。佢哋會幾時搬屋呢？一對男女喺度傾緊搬屋日期，佢哋會幾時搬屋呢？我諗我哋要決定搬屋日期，同埋揾間搬屋公司。
係啊，我啱啱都睇緊一啲搬屋公司嘅網站。
我唔想俾好多錢喎。
我都係咁諗，呢間公司有啲優惠，例如1個月前訂有9折。
1個月前，咁我哋要12月15號之後搬屋先攞到折喎。
係啊，如果我哋訂閒日，仲有額外折扣添啊。
閒日，我禮拜一朝早要開會，禮拜二同三就有展覽，所以
禮拜五咪幾好咯，咁我哋可以禮拜六日執屋嘛？
係喎。咦，等等，呢度話星期一至四八五折，星期五九五折喎。
咁你想點啊？
都係盡平啦，到時我個展覽都搞掂啦。一個男人喺減價期間去買嘢，
佢會買啲乜同埋買幾多呢？
唔好意思，呢件恤衫係咪一定要買1套3件㗎？
你可以分開單獨買，但係會貴啲咯。
咁啊，我唔需要3件一樣嘅恤衫喎，咁點算好啊？
如果你買埋呢一套3條嘅呔嘅話，我哋可以俾個優惠你，以1件嘅價錢買1套3件嘅恤衫。
我明啦，即係買1套3條呔，然後再買1套3件恤衫嗰陣，就淨係俾1件恤衫嘅價錢。
冇錯。
咁好啦，我可以將另外嗰2件恤衫俾人。
係啊，真係好抵㗎。
佢會買啲乜同埋買幾多呢？
一個男人喺減價期間去買嘢，
佢會買啲乜同埋買幾多呢？
唔好意思，呢件恤衫係咪一定要買1套3件㗎？
你可以分開單獨買，但係會貴啲咯。
咁啊，我唔需要3件一樣嘅恤衫喎，咁點算好啊？
如果你買埋呢一套3條嘅呔嘅話，我哋可以俾個優惠你，以1件嘅價錢買1套3件嘅恤衫。
我明啦，即係買1套3條呔，然後再買1套3件恤衫嗰陣，就淨係俾1件恤衫嘅價錢。
冇錯。
咁好啦，我可以將另外嗰2件恤衫俾人。
係啊，真係好抵㗎。一個女人喺度講解緊手袋嘅銷售報告。邊個袋最好賣呢？呢個係我哋上個月啱啱推出嘅女士手袋嘅報告。首先，顏色方面，黑色最賣得，然後就係白色同天藍色，黃色就唔係好賣得啦。
黃色唔賣得啊？咁形狀方面呢？
大袋比細袋好賣，放得落 A4 size 筆記簿或者雜誌嗰啲最受歡迎。
OK。
至於手柄方面，真皮款受歡迎過鏈款。
咁睇嚟正經返工款最好賣喎。
冇錯，我諗下個系列我哋應該用穩重啲嘅顏色，例如米色或者啡色。
好啦，咁我哋下個新色用米色啦，黃色袋嘅製作就暫停啦。
知道。邊個袋最好賣呢？一個女人喺度講解緊手袋嘅銷售報告。邊個袋最好賣呢？呢個係我哋上個月啱啱推出嘅女士手袋嘅報告。 首先，顏色方面，黑色最賣得，然後就係白色同天藍色，黃色就唔係好賣得啦。
黃色唔賣得啊？咁形狀方面呢？
大袋比細袋好賣，放得落 A4 size 筆記簿或者雜誌嗰啲最受歡迎。
OK，
至於手柄方面，真皮款受歡迎過鏈款。
咁睇嚟正經返工款最好賣喎。
冇錯，我諗下個系列我哋應該用穩重啲嘅顏色，例如米色或者啡色。
好啦，咁我哋下個新色用米色啦，黃色袋嘅製作就暫停啦。
知道。一個男人打緊電話去醫院。醫院係咩時候提供身體檢查嘅呢？
唔好意思，我想預約做身體檢查。
好啊，身體檢查同普通檢查唔同，逢星期一、三、六都有。你想揀邊日？
今個星期六有冇得做啊？
有啊，星期六淨係開上晝，你得唔得？
淨係上晝啊？咁有啲難。咁你哋平日開到幾點？
星期一開到夜晚6點，星期三開到夜晚8點。
咁啊，咁上晝幾點開門啊？
我哋早上8點開，下個星期上晝都 full 晒啦。你等得嘅話，再下個星期嘅禮拜一同禮拜三上晝8點都有位。
哦，咁我 check 下啲時間再打過嚟啦。
好啊，拜拜。醫院係咩時候提供身體檢查嘅呢？一個男人打緊電話去醫院。醫院係咩時候提供身體檢查嘅呢？
唔好意思，我想預約做身體檢查。
好啊，身體檢查同普通檢查唔同，逢星期一、三、六都有。你想揀邊日？
今個星期六有冇得做啊？
有啊，星期六淨係開上晝，你得唔得？
淨係上晝啊？咁有啲難。咁你哋平日開到幾點？
星期一開到夜晚6點，星期三開到夜晚8點。
咁啊，咁上晝幾點開門啊？
我哋早上8點開，下個星期上晝都 full 晒啦。你等得嘅話，再下個星期嘅禮拜一同禮拜三上晝8點都有位。
哦，咁我 check 下啲時間再打過嚟啦。
好啊，拜拜。一個男人喺度接佢個女性朋友個女。邊個係個朋友個女呢？唔好意思啊，要麻煩你，可唔可以去接我個女啊？
好啊，佢識唔識我㗎？
識，佢見過你張相，應該認得你。
咁佢咩樣㗎？
佢有黑色攣頭髮，瘦瘦地，比平常人高啲咁咯。
OK，仲有冇？
佢話過會帶我上次送俾佢嗰頂帽，係白色有條黑色絲帶嘅。
咁應該好易揾到。好啦，我而家去接佢啦。
唔該晒。邊個係個朋友個女呢？一個男人喺度接佢個女性朋友個女。邊個係個朋友個女呢？唔好意思啊，要麻煩你，可唔可以去接我個女啊？
好啊，佢識唔識我㗎？
識，佢見過你張相，應該認得你。
咁佢咩樣㗎？
佢有黑色攣頭髮，瘦瘦地，比平常人高啲咁咯。
OK，仲有冇？
佢話過會帶我上次送俾佢嗰頂帽，係白色有條黑色絲帶嘅。
咁應該好易揾到。好啦，我而家去接佢啦。
唔該晒。一個男人同個女人講緊佢個銀包，佢會去邊度揾佢個銀包呢？
哎呀，我唔見咗個銀包啊，梗係漏咗，唔知喺邊度啦。
吓，你記唔記得上次用係幾時啊？
唔記得啦。
咁我哋諗下，你今日去過邊啦？
首先，我同朋友去咗睇戲，之後去咗咖啡室。不過朋友請，所以冇掂過個銀包。
但係買戲飛嘅時候，你用過個銀包，係咪？
係啊，然後我哋去咗做 gym，之後就發現唔見咗啦。
你喺 gym 度有冇用錢啊？
冇啊，因為會籍費用每個月喺銀行自動轉賬。啊，我記得我喺飲品機買咗啲果汁。
咁我哋去揾下啦。佢會去邊度揾佢個銀包呢？一個男人同個女人講緊佢個銀包，佢會去邊度揾佢個銀包呢？
哎呀，我唔見咗個銀包啊，梗係漏咗，唔知喺邊度啦。
吓，你記唔記得上次用係幾時啊？
唔記得啦。
咁我哋諗下，你今日去過邊啦？
首先，我同朋友去咗睇戲，之後去咗咖啡室。不過朋友請，所以冇掂過個銀包。
但係買戲飛嘅時候，你用過個銀包，係咪？
係啊，然後我哋去咗做 gym，之後就發現唔見咗啦。
你喺 gym 度有冇用錢啊？
冇啊，因為會籍費用每個月喺銀行自動轉賬。啊，我記得我喺飲品機買咗啲果汁。
咁我哋去揾下啦。一對男女學生睇住上堂時間表喺度傾緊偈。唔該，揀出男學生開會嗰日嘅時間表。
我哋要開會傾下個分組報告。
係喎，你幾時得閒啊？
我星期一、三、四會返學校。
咁一係星期三或者星期四啦，因為我星期二、三、四先喺度。星期四下晝你得唔得？
星期四我上堂上到第三節，第三節嘅經濟堂之後得閒。不過5點鐘要做兼職，所以得1個鐘傾嘢。
好似太短時間喎，星期三點啊？
除咗第二節嘅現代歷史同第四節嘅國際法律之外，我都得閒。
哦，我第三節有亞洲歷史，然後夜晚兼職，咁不如一朝早開會，開到第二節堂。
咁早我起唔到身，不如都係星期四啦。我會改第二日先返兼職。
好，咁你落堂之後過嚟飯堂啦。唔該，揀出男學生開會嗰日嘅時間表。一對男女學生睇住上堂時間表喺度傾緊偈。唔該，揀出男學生開會嗰日嘅時間表。
我哋要開會傾下個分組報告。
係喎，你幾時得閒啊？
我星期一、三、四會返學校。
咁一係星期三或者星期四啦，因為我星期二、三、四先喺度。星期四下晝你得唔得？
星期四我上堂上到第三節，第三節嘅經濟堂之後得閒。不過5點鐘要做兼職，所以得1個鐘傾嘢。
好似太短時間喎，星期三點啊？
除咗第二節嘅現代歷史同第四節嘅國際法律之外，我都得閒。
哦，我第三節有亞洲歷史，然後夜晚兼職，咁不如一朝早開會，開到第二節堂。
咁早我起唔到身，不如都係星期四啦。我會改第二日先返兼職。
好，咁你落堂之後過嚟飯堂啦。一對男女對住張相傾緊偈，邊個係個女人嘅細佬？
聽講你有個孖生細佬喎，我都唔知嘅。
係啊，不過人哋話我哋唔似樣。睇下，你知唔知呢張相入面邊個係佢？
冇一個似你喎，係咪戴帽呢個？
唔係，唔係佢。佢同我一樣有黑頭髮嘅。
咁係咪高呢個？
唔係，佢冇咁高。
仲未揾到佢喎， 你哋真係好唔似樣。
我都知，可能因為佢戴咗眼鏡，所以難啲。
眼鏡？咁係咪左邊第二個？
啱啦，我同佢似唔似樣？
唔係好似。
邊個係個女人嘅細佬？一對男女對住張相傾緊偈。邊個係個女人嘅細佬？
聽講你有個孖生細佬喎，我都唔知嘅。
係啊，不過人哋話我哋唔似樣。睇下，你知唔知呢張相入面邊個係佢？
冇一個似你喎，係咪戴帽呢個？
唔係，唔係佢。佢同我一樣有黑頭髮嘅。
咁係咪高呢個？
唔係，佢冇咁高。
仲未揾到佢喎，你哋真係好唔似樣。
我都知，可能因為佢戴咗眼鏡，所以難啲。
眼鏡？咁係咪左邊第二個？
啱啦，我同佢似唔似樣？
唔係好似。
一對男女睇住一個關於細路仔最鍾意嘅科目嘅投票結果傾緊偈。邊一個圖表代表15歲細路嘅呢？
喂，睇下呢篇文，係關於10歲同15歲細路仔最鍾意嘅3個科目。
睇下先。咦，10歲細路組別入面體育最受歡迎喎。
雖然聽講依家啲細路冇乜做運動，不過體育仍然好受歡迎。
係啊，而第二就係音樂。
15歲細路個組別入面就係歷史最受歡迎，到咗15歲就會鍾意啲同10歲嗰陣唔同嘅科目。
係啦。咦，政治排第二喎，資訊科技排第3。喺我哋嗰代根本冇呢一科。
咁10歲組別第3鍾意嘅係邊科啊？
睇下先，係美術喎。唔知佢哋而家係咪用電腦軟件設計嘢嘅呢？邊一個圖表代表15歲細路嘅呢？一對男女睇住一個關於細路仔最鍾意嘅科目嘅投票結果傾緊偈。邊一個圖表代表15歲細路嘅呢？
喂，睇下呢篇文，係關於10歲同15歲細路仔最鍾意嘅3個科目。
睇下先。咦，10歲細路組別入面體育最受歡迎喎。
雖然聽講依家啲細路冇乜做運動，不過體育仍然好受歡迎。
係啊，而第二就係音樂。
15歲細路個組別入面就係歷史最受歡迎，到咗15歲就會鍾意啲同10歲嗰陣唔同嘅科目。
係啦。咦，政治排第二喎，資訊科技排第3。喺我哋嗰代根本冇呢一科。
咁10歲組別第3鍾意嘅係邊科啊？
睇下先，係美術喎。唔知佢哋而家係咪用電腦軟件設計嘢嘅呢？電視播緊天氣預報。下個禮拜嘅天氣預報係點嘅呢？而家係下個禮拜嘅天氣預報。初頭幾日大致天晴，間中有雲。其後幾日逐漸多雲，有地區性驟雨。下禮拜嘅中段開始轉差，將會有大風。最高溫度同往年同期平均一樣，初頭幾日最高大概20度，其後下跌至大概15度，比平均嘅18度低。最低溫度維持7至8度，比正常低少少。聽日星期日將會天晴，放假就最啱啦。下個禮拜嘅天氣預報係點嘅呢？電視播緊天氣預報。下個禮拜嘅天氣預報係點嘅呢？而家係下個禮拜嘅天氣預報。初頭幾日大致天晴，間中有雲。其後幾日逐漸多雲，有地區性驟雨。下禮拜嘅中段開始轉差，將會有大風。 最高溫度同往年同期平均一樣，初頭幾日最高大概20度，其後下跌至大概15度，比平均嘅18度低。最低溫度維持7至8度，比正常低少少。聽日星期日將會天晴，放假就最啱啦。一個送貨員同接待員講緊嘢。個送貨員之後會做啲乜呢？唔該揀出錯嘅答案。
你好，有嘢送去人事部同會計部。
唔該晒，兩個部門都喺4樓。
明白，我仲要去銷售部接收啲嘢。
銷售部有第一組同第二組，係邊個啊？
睇下先，係第二組。
銷售部第二組喺2樓，門口有個對講機，去到揾你要揾嘅人啦。
我明啦，我可唔可以用嗰部 lift 上樓？
唔好意思啊，嗰部 lift 檢查緊，唔用得住。你介唔介意用嗰邊嘅樓梯？
唔介意，唔該晒。
個送貨員之後會做啲乜呢？唔該揀出錯嘅答案。一個送貨員同接待員講緊嘢。個送貨員之後會做啲乜呢？唔該揀出錯嘅答案。
你好，有嘢送去人事部同會計部。
唔該晒，兩個部門都喺4樓。
明白，我仲要去銷售部接收啲嘢。
銷售部有第一組同第二組，係邊個啊？
睇下先，係第二組。
銷售部第二組喺2樓，門口有個對講機，去到揾你要揾嘅人啦。
我明啦，我可唔可以用嗰部 lift 上樓？
唔好意思啊，嗰部 lift 檢查緊，唔用得住。你介唔介意用嗰邊嘅樓梯？
唔介意，唔該晒。
Top 25 Cantonese phrases. These are phrases we use every day in Hong Kong and other Cantonese-speaking regions. Here we go.
Hello. Hello.
So it's pretty casual and you don't use it for formal situation.
早晨. Good morning.
早晨. We use it to greet other people before noon. It's both casual and formal, so let's say 早晨.
早唞. Good night.
You say it before you go to sleep. 早唞, 早唞.
Bye bye. Goodbye.
Goodbye, bye-bye in Cantonese.
我係. I am or I'm.
So you can use it to tell people your name, your occupation, your nationality, anything. 我係.
你叫咩名? What's your name?
Say you meet someone new and you want to know their name. Say, 你叫咩名? That is pretty casual. You can say that to people around your age.
點稱呼? What's your name?
If you're talking to people that are more a higher rank or older, elderly, you can say 點稱呼, 點稱呼. That's what's your name in formal situation. And then people usually tell you their surname. Say the last name is Wang. So 點稱呼? 我係黃生. I'm Mr. Wang.
好耐冇見. Long time no see.
Say you bump into your friend on the street. 喂，好耐冇見，得閒飲茶. It's like, hey, long time no see. Let's get together and have a drink or have lunch together.
你最近點啊? How are you lately?
Hey, long time no see. How are you lately? 好耐冇見，你最近點啊? Or it can be used casually with a friend. It's like, hey, what's up? 你最近點啊?
你呢? How about you?
In an exam, if I got a C, it's like, oh, 我攞 C. 你呢? It's like, I got a C. How about you? I got an A. Ooh.
唔該. Please.
If someone's blocking you in the movie theater, just tell them, 唔該坐低. Please sit down. Don't block me.
多謝. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the gift. So 多謝 is for thank you, and there are actually 2 thank yous in Cantonese. 多謝 is when someone gives you a gift.
唔該. Thank you.
唔該, which you heard in please, so it means please and thank you as well. For this 唔該, this thank you, we use it when someone do something for us. Someone give you the change, someone open the door for you, pick up a fruit for you. You say 唔該 is thank you for the service.
唔使客氣，You're welcome.
So in Cantonese, it's 唔使客氣. There's literally no need to be polite. You're welcome. 唔使客氣. So when someone say, oh 唔該晒啊，多謝晒啊, say 唔使客氣, just like that.
係 Yes.
你係唔係 Olivia? 係 like that.
唔係 No.
So 係 is yes, 唔係 is no. 你係唔係 Olivia? 係。你係唔係太空人？唔係。No, I'm not an astronaut.
唔該 Excuse me.
Excuse me, that is 唔該 again. So we heard 唔該 in 3 situations. Please, thank you, and now excuse me. So if someone is blocking a road, you can say 唔該唔該唔該 and then they would unblock. They will go away. If you want to ask someone on the street for the direction, you can say 唔該，我想問路。唔該，我想問路。Excuse me, I want to ask about direction. 唔該 to catch someone's attention.
唔好意思 I'm sorry.
唔好意思 is like I'm sorry, but it's for a really minor issue, like someone stepped on your feet and they should say 唔好意思. I'm meeting my friends and I'm late. I say 唔好意思。
對唔住 I'm sorry.
For more serious situation, for a major failure, you use 對唔住。對唔住 is our next word, and it means I'm really sorry. 我整爛咗你部電腦，對唔住啊。I broke your computer. I'm so sorry. 我唔見咗你個仔啊，對唔住。I lost your son. I'm so sorry. I can't find your son.
而家幾點 What time is it?
而家幾點 What time is it? What time is it? 而家 is like now. 幾點 is what time?
喺邊啊 Where is something?
嘟嘟嘟喺邊啊 Where is 嘟嘟嘟 You want to ask about the washroom. It's like where is the washroom? 洗手間喺邊啊洗手間 is washroom.
即係點啊 What do you mean?
You can use it for many different situations. When you're mad, when you want to find out more about what the other person was talking about, all confused. So you can say 即係點啊 to show your confusion or frustration. Yeah.
幾多錢啊 How much is it?
Or you can say 幾錢啊 It's the same as 幾多錢啊幾錢啊 You went to Apple Store and you want to buy something and you ask 幾多錢啊 to ask for the price. It's always expensive.
埋單唔該 Check please.
Yeah, you use it in a restaurant. You can do this and they will understand that means check please. 埋單唔該 Check please.
遲啲見 See you later.
And the last word is 遲啲見 I'll see you later. 遲啲見. Top 25 Cantonese verbs. We use it every day, every hour, a lot of the time. Let's check it out. 係 B. 係 B. 我係 Olivia. I am Olivia. 喺 Be somewhere. Notice that it's very similar to the last to be. It's 係 and 喺. 係 is in 6 tones and this one is in 2nd tone. 喺 it means to be somewhere. It's always linked to a location. In a sentence, 喺我喺香港 I'm in Hong Kong. 唔係 not be. 唔係 not be. 我唔係男人 I'm not a guy. I'm not a man. As you can tell. 有 have. 我有3隻狗 I have 3 dogs. They are really cute. 冇 not have. 冇 is the opposite of 有 which is to not have. 我冇錢 I don't have money. 我冇錢。去 go. 去 is to go. 我去 Hawaii. I go to Hawaii. 嚟 come. 你嚟啦 You come over here. It's like you come here. 可以 can may. 可以 is can or may. 我可以彈琴。I can play piano. 我可以彈琴。
要 want or need.
我要食飯。I need to eat rice or something. 我要食嘢。I need to eat something.
想 want to, would like to.
想 is to want to or would like to. 我想 what did I want? 我想飲咖啡。I want to drink coffee. 我想飲咖啡。
整 make.
整 to make. 我整鞋。I make shoes. 我整鞋。
做 do.
做功課 to do homework. 做功課。
食 eat.
包 I eat a bun, a bread. 我食包。
飲 drink.
飲 to drink. 我飲茶。I drink tea. 我飲茶。
鍾意 like.
鍾意 to like, to be found of. 我鍾意你啊。I like you.
學 learn.
學 to learn. 我學廣東話。I learn Cantonese, so that's something you can tell people now that you saw our videos.
問 ask.
我問問題。I ask a question. 我問問題。
講 say or speak.
講 is say or speak. 我講廣東話。I speak Cantonese. 我講廣東話。
聽 listen.
聽 to listen. 聽我聽音樂。I listen to the music.
諗 think.
諗 is to think. Think 我諗我遲到。I think I'm late.
知道 know.
知道 is know something, like know a fact. 我知道你呃我。I know you lied to me. 我知道 I know.
識 know or know how to.
So 識 is to know, to be skillful of something. So 我識廣東話。I know Cantonese. You can tell people that now. 我識廣東話。I know Cantonese.
買 buy.
買 buy. 買鞋 to buy shoes. There are a lot of things we can buy.
睇 see.
睇 to see or to watch. For example, 睇戲 to watch a movie. 睇星星 to watch the stars in the sky.
走 leave.
走 to leave, to go or to exit, to leave. 我走啦, bye bye. I'm leaving now, bye.
Want to speak real Cantonese from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at CantoneseClass101.com.
Top 25 nouns. So here we go. 人 is a human, people, person, 人. Like you and I, we're all 人. 男人 is men or male. It's actually the word for male, 男, combined with the word for people, so 人. So 男人 is men. 女人 female or women. So people or person is 人. And a women is 女人.水, water, that's something all of us would need, right? Water, 水. 好口渴，我想飲水。I'm so thirsty, I want some water. 飯 is literally rice, but we can also refer it to meals because in China we eat rice for every meal pretty much. Like 炒飯, fried rice, fried 炒 and 飯 rice, 炒飯. Do you like eating rice? 咖啡 is coffee. It kind of sounds like coffee, right? 咖啡. 茶 tea. So coffee or tea? 咖啡定茶? 咖啡茶, 咖啡茶, 咖啡定茶. I like both. Actually, in Hong Kong, they have a special drink, which is a combination of coffee and tea and milk. It's called yin yang. Try it if you have time. 牛肉 beef. Literally cow meat. So 肉 is meat. And 牛 is cow, so cow meat, 牛肉. 豬肉. So you hear the meat again. That is pork. 豬 is pig. So 豬肉 is pork. The pig meat, 豬肉。雞肉 is chicken and 雞 is chicken, so chicken meat. 雞肉 is what we eat. 酒店 are hotels. We stay at the hotel when we travel, right? And now when you go to Hong Kong and you need to look for a hotel, you can ask people, 酒店喺邊啊? Where is the hotel? 餐廳 is restaurant. Restaurant is where we go to eat, and in Hong Kong they have a lot of restaurants. If you want to go to, say, Indian restaurant and you want to ask someone where is the closest Indian restaurant, you can ask 最近嘅印度餐廳喺邊, or just say 印度餐廳 is Indian restaurant. 機場 is airport. The airport is around 20 minutes away from city. With the airport express, it's very convenient to get to and from the airport. 去機場搭飛機, 飛機 is airplane. 去機場搭飛機, go to the airport to take a flight, to take the airplane, to take a flight. 洗手間 washroom or bathroom. 洗手間 literally 洗手 is to wash hands, like 洗 is wash, 手 is hand, 間 is like the room. So 洗手間 is where we wash our hands, washroom. 洗手間喺邊啊? 洗手間喺邊啊? Where's the washroom? 廁所 is toilet. It's a more colloquial way to say washroom. So you can either use 洗手間 or 廁所, and people will still understand that you're looking for the washroom. 佢去咗廁所, 佢去咗廁所. He's not here, he went to the bathroom. 廁紙 is toilet paper. It's a very important item, right? So we take the first word, 廁, and add paper, 紙, behind it. So 廁紙, toilet paper. 冇晒廁紙啊，點算啊? All the toilet paper are gone. What should we do? Oh no. 地鐵 is metro or subway. It's a very common public transportation in Hong Kong, 地鐵. In Hong Kong, the subway is called MTR, for Mass Transit Railway. So it's very convenient and it's the fastest, usually the fastest way to get around Hong Kong. 地鐵好逼啊. It's very crowded in the subway. Yeah, usually that happens during rush hours, so be careful. 的士 is taxi. It sounds similar. It's actually a loan word from English taxi. 的士. Wait, 的士? That's how you can call a taxi on the street. There are a lot of taxis around Hong Kong. 車 car, a vehicle. 車. Do you know how to drive a car? 你識唔識揸車啊? Okay, home or house. 我返屋企啦. I'm going home. 書 or books. 我睇書. I read books. 書. 公司 is office or company. 我公司喺中環. My office is in Central. 老闆 is boss. 今日老闆會嚟, 你醒定啲啊. The big boss is gonna come visit today. Or the boss is coming today. You better behave. 警察 is police. 警察. If you need any help, there should be a lot of police around town, and you can ask for help. 快啲叫警察. Call 999 to ask for the police. 999. 醫生 doctor. If you ever fell sick in Hong Kong, you have to go see a doctor. 要睇醫生. To go to see a doctor. 睇醫生. Top 25 Cantonese adjectives. Let's go. 好 good, well. 我係個好人. I am a good person. Yes, I am. 大 is big. 你間屋好大啊. Your house is so big. 細 small or little, tiny, 細. 我對眼好細. My eyes are very small. 長 long, 長. 長頭髮 long hair, 長. 短 short. 我啲手指甲好短. Let's talk about me. Everything about me. 熱 hot. 今日天氣好熱. Today the weather is very hot. 今日天氣好熱. 凍 is cold。我唔中意開冷氣，會好凍。I don't like to turn on air conditioner because it gets cold. It gets too cold. And it's bad for the environment. 平 is cheap. When you go to a market, people will tell you to come over here, check it out. Things are really cheap here. It's like 平，好平啊，好平啊，過嚟睇下，好平啊。Things are really cheap here. Come take a look. 貴 is expensive. 貴，香港啲樓好貴。Apartments in Hong Kong are very expensive. It's sad. 難 is difficult. 難，法文好難。French is difficult. Je ne sais pas. Je ne sais pas. Je ne sais pas. 法文好難。易 easy 易，跟我學廣東話好易。Learn Cantonese with me is very easy. 快 fast. 我跑得好快。I run really fast. 快慢 slow 慢。I like the concept of slow living. 我中意慢活嘅概念。新 new 新年快樂 Happy New Year。舊 old 我間屋好舊。My house is really old。抌晒啲舊衫，抌晒啲舊衫。Throw away all your old clothings. Clear up space for new clothes. 靚 beautiful 靚。林嘉欣好靚。Karina Lam is very beautiful. Karina Lam is a Hong Kong actress. You can check out her movies. What that ugly. What that. There's also another Hong Kong actor who is famous for being ugly. His name is Bobby Yip. He just have an iconic face of being an ugly guy in the movies. 有用 useful 有用，學外語好有用。Learning a new language is very useful. 冇用 useless 冇用，一定唔可以做個冇用嘅人。We must not become a useless person. We must not become an incompetent person. 飽 is full. So after every meal, we say 好飽，好飽啊。會only use 飽 for the stomach. 肚餓 hungry. Before every meal, I say 好肚餓，好肚餓啊。開心 happy. I'm so happy. 好開心啊。So happy 開心。得意 which is cute. When you see a cute puppy, we'll scream like 好得意啊，好得意啊 so cute. 悶 boring 悶。My teenage cousin always say 好悶啊 so boring 好悶啊。攰 tired 我錄咗成段片好攰。I'm tired after recording these videos. No, just kidding. I love it.
First, you'll see an image and hear a question. Next comes a short dialogue. Listen carefully and see if you can answer correctly. We'll show you the answer at the end. Are you ready?
一對男女喺度傾偈，佢哋首先會做乜？
你今日想做乜啊？
我想去睇戲。
好啊，我想睇電視，有場棒球賽。
我仲想去行街。
棒球賽下晝1點開始。
咁不如我哋去睇戲先，然後你可以睇棒球賽。
好，然後夜晚我哋去行街。
佢哋首先會做乜？一對男女喺度傾偈，佢哋首先會做乜？
你今日想做乜啊？
我想去睇戲。
好啊，我想睇電視，有場棒球賽。
我仲想去行街。
棒球賽下晝1點開始。
咁不如我哋去睇戲先，然後你可以睇棒球賽。
好，然後夜晚我哋去行街。
一個女人喺間餐廳食緊晏，佢會點邊樣嘢食呢？
你飯後要咖啡定甜品？
你有乜嘢甜品啊？
有布甸同蘋果批。
我都係要咖啡啦。
要唔要糖同奶？
要奶啊，唔該。 佢會點邊樣嘢食呢？一個女人喺間餐廳食緊晏，佢會點邊樣嘢食呢？
你飯後要咖啡定甜品？
你有乜嘢甜品啊？
有布甸同蘋果批。
我都係要咖啡啦。
要唔要糖同奶？
要奶啊，唔該。
Hey everyone, welcome to the Monthly Review, the monthly show on language learning, where you discover new learning strategies, motivational tips, study tools, and resources. By the way, all the lessons and bonuses you're about to see can be downloaded for free on our website. So click the link in the description right now to sign up for your free lifetime account. Okay, today's topic is, are you improving? How to assess your language skills. Have you ever wondered, am I actually getting better with my target language? If you want to know how to check and see if you've improved or not, then keep watching. Today you'll learn why assessment can mean the difference between fluency and failure, how to assess your language skills, even if you're learning on your own, and much more. Are you improving? How to assess your language skills. So, have you ever wondered, am I actually improving with my target language? Feeling like you're not improving can hurt your motivation. On the flip side, if you notice yourself understanding more of the language than before, you can feel good, and that can fuel your motivation to keep going. But it's not easy to spot your improvement. It's tricky with language. It's not like going to the gym, where you can see your muscles in the mirror. This is where assessment comes in. What's assessment? The easiest example of assessment is a test. If you go to a language class, you'll get a test on the first day. The goal of the assessment test is to understand where your language level is, and any test after that is a way to see how much you've improved. This is ongoing assessment. So assessment is checking where you are now and how far you've come with your language learning. Assessment lets you see where you've improved and helps you find what you need to work on. If you're serious about learning a language, it's one of the best things you can do to stay on track, stay motivated, correct your mistakes, and reach fluency. But assessing yourself is also hard if you're learning on your own. So what can you do? Here's how you can assess your language skills, whether you're learning with our program or not. Number 1, if you're a Premium Plus user, retake the assessment test. Technically, you can only take this once, but if you get in touch with our support team, we'll give you the link. If you're using any other resource, find a way to test yourself. Look for practice tests, apply for a proficiency test, take online quizzes, anything that forces you to test your language skills. Number 2, revisit old lessons. An easier way to self-assess your language level is to revisit old lessons. You can do this with any program you're learning with. If you've truly made progress, then you should be able to understand the lesson dialogues with no problem. If not, then you know that you need to review them some more. Number 3, try harder lessons. Also something you can do with any language resource. If you're using our program, try lessons from a higher level. If you're a lower intermediate, try upper intermediate lessons. If you don't understand anything, that's fine. But if you do, then that's a good sign that you've improved and are ready for harder lessons. Number 4, for reading, check out our extensive reading books. These are available for all levels, from absolute beginner to advanced. You can reread old ones or try harder ones to see where your current level is. You'll find these books in our lesson library. This will help you assess your reading and comprehension skills. Number 5, for speaking, use our voice recording tool. If you can easily repeat the lines from the conversation, that's a good sign. Or, if you're using another program, try to shadow the provided conversations. If you can do it without a problem, then you've made progress and are ready to go to the next level. Number 6, for writing, try and copy out our lesson dialogue by hand. The point here is to see if you can write smoothly or not, as a way of assessing your writing. You can also do this with any textbook. You can also take a picture of your writing and send it to your Premium Plus teacher for feedback. Number 7, use our Premium Plus assignments. If you're a Premium Plus member, you can ask your teacher to send you weekly assignments based on your needs, whether for reading, writing, speaking, or listening. And they'll provide you feedback so you can see where you are with each skill. So to recap, 1, take our assessment test. 2, revisit old lessons. 3, try harder lessons. 4, use our extensive reading books for reading. 5, use our voice recording tool. 6, write out dialogues by hand. And 7, take advantage of our assignments. Remember, the point of assessment is not to pass or fail, but to see where you've improved and where you need to work. If you're trying to learn a new language, you'll sometimes have to contend with a whole new alphabet, complex grammar, and difficult pronunciation. Many new learners start out strong, but peter out after a short time. But that doesn't have to be your story. Don't let the harsh reputation of some languages scare you away. Yes, it's not easy, but it probably isn't as hard as you think either. In this video, we'll give you 4 ways to improve the way you study while learning a new language. Follow these and it will be hard not to see improvement in your language ability. Number 1, develop a good accent. When first trying to learn a new language, the words might overwhelm you. Some words might be extremely long or complicated in ways you aren't used to. As a result, the new language can sometimes sound more like noise than an actual language. This could be because you don't yet have a good grasp of pronunciation in that language. So focus on this weak point by learning and practicing how to correctly pronounce each individual sound in the language. Start with ones most similar to your native language, and then move on to the more difficult ones. Then start practicing with full words, phrases, and sentences. Work your way up to listening to recorded audio of native speakers, and try your best to mimic their flow of speech. While this method probably won't make your accent perfect, it will help you improve greatly. Even more importantly, you'll be able to hear the language differently and continue to improve. When you intuitively know how to correctly pronounce a sound, it's a lot easier to recognize that sound when it is spoken or read. Knowing these new sounds gives your brain some context for what it hears when you're using the language. Our language learning program is a great tool for working on your pronunciation. It lets you play back the words from a lesson in isolation. You can also play audio at a slower speed. This is perfect for pinpointing the nuances of the language and developing your own accent, as well as your ear. Number 2, break down the writing system. Every language has its own unique set of rules and challenges when it comes to writing. Your best bet is to focus on one point at a time. Trying to learn the entire system at once can be overwhelming. Work with a section of the writing system until you become fairly comfortable with it. The point of going slowly and doing one piece at a time is to ensure that you have a firm foundation. If you rush through this stage, you might miss essential details, and this may negatively affect your learning in the future. Number 3, learn grammar in context. This tip is applicable no matter what language you're learning. Once you move past the basic vocabulary in the language, try to pick up the patterns of the grammar by learning the rules in the context of phrases or sentences. Example sentences found in the lesson notes of each of our lessons are extremely helpful for this. After each lesson, you can look at the examples to get a feel for how a particular aspect of the grammar worked. Then, you can practice making your own similar phrases using the same rule. Slowly but surely, as you work through each episode, you'll take greater ownership of the language. This approach is a lot more effective than memorizing tables or rules. If you can use the grammar and vocabulary you just learned, you're much more likely to internalize it and thus remember it the next time you want to say something in your target language. Number 4, get feedback from native speakers. Receiving correct and accurate feedback from native speakers is vital to improving your skills in the language. Whether you're reading or writing, you need to find out what your mistakes are so that you can correct them. Some people are willing and able to pay a private tutor or take a formal class in order to help them progress. These things will certainly help, but they aren't the only options. If you live near a major city, there's a chance that there are some native speakers in your area. Keep your eyes and ears open, because you might be surprised where you can find them. You can look for a nearby meetup group or a language exchange. You're likely to find speakers there as well. If these options don't work out, you can take your search online. There are several free language exchanges where you can chat via video or audio with other language learners. Look for a native speaker learning your own native language so that you can practice together and correct each other's mistakes. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there and make mistakes. It's all part of the process. As long as you're getting good feedback when you use the language, your skills will improve. Hopefully this video took some of the fear and mystery out of learning a new language. Remember that the most important tip is to enjoy the language for its own sake. If you enjoy the process of learning, then studying will seem more like a journey of discovery than work. Use these pointers as tools for the road ahead as you work your way to fluency in your target language. Some language learners progress more quickly than others. Is this because they're smarter, more talented, or maybe just lucky? This is not the case. Most of the time, a lot of what determines your success in a language is the amount and consistency of the time you put into it and the way that you go about practicing. In this video, we'll take a look at 5 techniques of successful language learners that you can use in your own studies. Number 1, hit the easy targets. Start with easy, attainable goals in the beginning. You might want to do as much studying as possible when you first start learning a new language, but this is a good way to get burned out fast by all of the obstacles you'll hit. Whether you're trying to learn 10 basic vocabulary words a week or just want to review some grammar that you've already studied and might need a refresher on, having easier goals to get you started on your language learning journey can make it easier to keep progressing. And then, when you hit those goals, you feel motivated to make even more challenging ones. It's okay to start small and work towards hitting the harder targets. But when you're just starting to learn a language, go for the easier ones rather than overwhelming yourself with too much at once. There's always been a bit of debate in the language learning world as to whether or not you should learn grammar explicitly or implicitly. A lack of grammar should never keep you from trying to speak a foreign language. However, implicit learning by itself doesn't work well when dealing with more complicated grammar. Number 2, break down the most difficult parts of the grammar. Tenses, verb conjugations, noun inflection, there are a lot of tough spots you'll find in grammar. As you come across these foreign grammar concepts, take some time to study and practice them. Hone in on one aspect at a time and practice it by writing out sentences or simply by speaking. Read different grammatical explanations and example sentences. While you don't want to spend all your time grinding out grammar exercises, 10 or 15 minutes a day of focused practice will help you master these otherwise difficult areas of the language. Another great way to master grammar is to work with whole phrases or conversations. This isn't as easy to do while you're speaking with someone, but it can be done by listening to audio. Our language podcast lessons are ideal for this because they feature native conversations that you can pause or replay over and over again. As you study and work through a conversation, first look at the words and phrases that you do know. Then, without resorting to a translator or dictionary, do your best to figure out what any new or unfamiliar words mean. After that, feel free to look them up. If you work this way with whole sentences, you're much more likely to internalize the new grammar. Number 3, practice with native speakers. Language course books, apps, and podcasts are all great ways to learn the language. But eventually, the rubber will have to meet the road, and you'll need to start using what you learn. The best students take every opportunity they can to practice the language with real people. You might not be learning the most popular language, but even so, there are still a lot of other learners out there trying to master it like you. Take advantage of this and try to link up with a meetup or language exchange in your town or city. This way, you can connect with other learners and get tips and tricks from them that might help in your own studies. If you're unable to find an exchange in your area, take the search online, and you can even find some native speakers on free sites that connect language learners around the world. Here, you can help out a native speaker who's learning your language. You can learn from each other. It's a win-win. Number 4, focus on being understood, not being perfect. Undoubtedly, when you begin to speak with native speakers, you will make a lot of mistakes. This is a natural part of the language learning process. In your first few conversations, you'll probably mispronounce, misconjugate, or altogether forget words. But that's okay. Learn to embrace these mistakes. As long as you're practicing with a native speaker who can give you accurate feedback, those mistakes can do nothing but help you improve. After getting feedback on your mistakes, the next most important thing in your spoken language practice will be to keep the conversation going. If you make a mistake, correct it and move on. If you can't remember a word, do your best to describe it in your target language to your language partner. Use what words you have in order to be understood, even if your sentence or diction comes out a little weird. Number 5, keep a journal in your target language. Most people talk about how important it is to speak a language you're learning, but not nearly as many mention how powerful writing in the language can be. Writing in your target language lets you use all the material you've learned, but without the demands of a real-time conversation. Writing is also an excellent way to expose the words or phrases you don't know or are unsure about. You can write in an old-fashioned paper journal and do your best to check it, or have a friend look over it. You can also write entries online and have them corrected by native speakers. While it's not always easy to speak successfully, it is always rewarding. Use these tips as a guide to jumpstart your progress. No matter what, keep your head up, and after a bit of patience and hard work, you'll be speaking your target language soon enough. For some, learning a new language seems to come naturally. For others, the entire process feels more like a tooth and nail struggle. However, if you've had a negative experience learning a new language at one point in time, don't let that discourage you from trying again. The truth is that learning any language is never easy, but it's definitely possible. Sometimes the difference between success and failure has less to do with your abilities or talents and a lot more to do with the way you look at things. In this video, we're going to look at how to avoid 5 serious mistakes made by new language learners. Number 1. Listen before you speak. Being slow to speak and quick to listen is good life advice, whether or not you're learning a foreign language. Effective listening is essential to communication. As a beginner, there is a tendency to concentrate so much on what you're going to say and how you're going to say it that you can completely miss the meaning or heart of what the other person is trying to communicate. Not only will this impair your ability to listen in your target language, it will also stall what little conversation you had going. Remember that conversations are a two-way street. If you're speaking more than listening, then you actually have more of a monologue on your hands than a dialogue. The inputs of language learning, listening and reading, are just as important as the outputs, speaking and writing. For a beginner, inputs are even more crucial, as they are the main way you acquire new vocabulary. We even go so far to say that for new students, the best method for learning involves more listening than it does speaking, though that may change with higher proficiency levels. Number 2, don't be embarrassed when you do speak. People's next mistake usually comes from the other side of the spectrum, where new learners are too scared or embarrassed to contribute to a conversation. The fear of making mistakes and embarrassing yourself can paralyze your language learning. It's vital to remember that everyone makes mistakes. Even native speakers had to find their way through the language when they were children. Making mistakes while learning a new language is inevitable, but it's also a good thing. The faster you make mistakes, the quicker you can correct them and move on with your learning. So instead of being afraid to make mistakes, try looking at them as steps towards progress. In reality, that's what they really are. Number 3, don't fixate on minor issues. If taken in all at once, a new language can feel overwhelming to learn. It's so easy to get discouraged by all your little mistakes and conversational mishaps, and you lose sight of the progress you're making. In addition to mistakes, you'll also come across plateaus, where you study and practice consistently but don't see any results for a significant amount of time. But whether you face errors or plateaus, remember that these things are minor obstacles on the road to fluency. The most important thing is not to give up. Stick with it. If you stay persistent, your mistakes will be corrected and your abilities will improve. But if you slow down or throw in the towel completely, then you'll either subvert your progress or nix it altogether. So remember that as long as you're still studying and learning the language, you can't lose. It might feel like you're losing the battle for language learning for a little while, but hang in there. A practical way to help you stay motivated is to make small weekly goals. Research shows that goal setting has a significant impact on learning. Try picking one aspect of grammar or a collection of new words or phrases to study for the next 7 days. At the end of the week, check your progress and measure your success. Setting little benchmarks like this will give you a rightful sense of accomplishment. Number 4, remember that immersion isn't magical. A lot of people think that by moving to a foreign country, they will learn the language by osmosis. But whether you learn abroad or at home, you still need to study and practice the language. Living in a new country gives you way more opportunities to do this than staying at home. But if you don't consciously take advantage of these opportunities while living abroad, it won't benefit your language learning. If you're an expat living in a foreign country, there's a natural inclination to hang out around other expats. Learning a language and living in a foreign culture is hard and uncomfortable. For better or worse, we're often drawn to the easier road. If you made the decision to study abroad, then you want to hang out with native-speaking people as much as possible. You have the rest of your life to be with people who speak your language. This doesn't mean ignore your expat friends. Just be sure that you're giving proper attention to your language learning. Languages are better lived than they are learned. Number 5, be open-minded. Languages are better lived than they are learned. When learning a new language, your brain will want to conform the new grammar and vocabulary to your native language norms and grammar rules. Ignore your brain on this one. At first, you might feel completely wrong saying a sentence that is in fact correct. After a certain point in language learning, there is a switch that goes off, when your brain finally realizes that you're not speaking your native language, but a new one altogether. This could take a while though, especially if this is your first time learning a new language. Until then, do what you know is correct, even if it feels a bit weird when you say it. The same goes for culture. Just as you want to be open to the differences in the language, don't forget to be open to the differences in the culture too. Great work! Here's a reward. Speed up your language learning with our PDF lessons. Get all of our best PDF cheat sheets and ebooks for free. Just click the link in the description.